Hey everyone, it's Jeff Goomis from Crowded Learning, and I've been talking a lot lately about something called student self-reporting. And the notion is in a world where we have all of these great learning resources that are available, but they might not have student logins and therefore they don't have any tracking of student work. Teachers might shy away from these resources because they can't actually verify that a student has done any work, and more importantly, in adult education, they're concerned about being able to track the amount of time students are spending in learning. So I wanted to show a video to demonstrate what I mean when I'm talking about student self-reporting that could allow for us to be more apt to use those types of resources. So I created this sort of sample activity in Google Classroom, and I'm going to walk through the steps that a student would walk through in order to complete an activity and then self-report on their learning. And then I'm going to show why that is super cool on the teacher side, because I think there's lots of benefits to this. So this is a lesson in Google Classroom I've created where there is a lesson that students are going to go to in Math is Fun, which is a great website. However, no logins, no reporting. And then a Google form that I've created that allows a student to self-report. So I'm going to not click on here. I've already got it live. Here is the lesson in Math is Fun on obtuse angles. And so Math is Fun is a site that has lessons such as this where it walks through and provides visuals and details about the concepts. Sometimes there's little interactivities. And at the end, there's a set of questions. One other thing just to point out in Math is Fun is they also have lots of links to other lessons that are related or foundational to the one that you're in. So I actually really like this site because of that. It's sort of like the Wikipedia, if you will, of math. So now, as the instructions said, I would answer the questions at the end. Now, I've already skipped through 9 of them. I'm on question 10 here, so presuming I completed this lesson, oops, I got that last answer wrong. So now I can see my quiz results. So this is all you see in Math is Fun. You get this. It's kind of nice because I can click to see my answers on each of the things that I did. But I got 9 out of 10 correct, 90%. So I, as a student, want to report this information to my teachers. So again, what I've been asked to do is to complete this form, report your work. So again, I'm going to launch that. Here is the form. I just completed it actually, but I'm going to fill it out again. So my name is Jeff Goomis, and screwed that one up. First name is Goomis, last is Jeff, last name is Goomis. And now, what website did you use? Now, this is something you would need to teach learners to do because this is important, and you'll see why in a second. But this was the activity that I launched. This is the lesson that was linked in Google Classroom. So you will have to teach students to highlight the URL and then copy it and then paste it into this field like that. So now I have provided the teacher with information about the website that I used. What date did you complete the activity? So the 27th is today. How many minutes did it take you to complete the activity? Now again, this is something you'll need to condition learners to do, but I look at this as a great time management skill. So teaching them to think about when I start an activity and when I finish it and making sure that they time themselves. So I'm going to say 10 minutes it took me to complete that activity, and then please summarize what you learned. Now, you might want to, really work with students to make sure that they're being as detailed as possible in these types of answers. I'm just going to, for the sake of time, be a little silly here and put that in. So now, was the activity helpful? This is also a great question to ask because as you're using maybe these one-off activities, maybe you're just having a video and then having them summarize what they learned, but ultimately you want to know, is that video helpful to your students? So I'm going to say, yes, it was very helpful to me. So I click that, and then I've added into this form any additional comments you want to share. Now I go to next. So this is where I have the option to report my work, so share how I did. So I've left these optionals in case maybe that just there really isn't any information that I can provide. But in this case, there was an assessment and I scored 90%. Awesome. And now here is something where I have the ability to verify I completed the activity. So you could take a screenshot of your score and upload the image. Now, I know how to take a screenshot on my computer. I'm on a Mac and there's a certain set of keys that you press and then you get this little target and then you can drag over any part of the screen and it's going to take an image of that or picture of it and put it on my desktop. You may actually work with students and say, hey, complete the form on your phone, because when you complete a Google form on a phone, it's really easy because all you need to do is hold it up to the screen, take an image, and that is going to be the image that gets uploaded to the form. But I'm using a computer here, so now I have to add a file, and it's going to ask me to drag that file here. Now again, as I said, it automatically will put that on my desktop. So here is the image that I just grabbed on screen, and now I'm going to say upload. And that image has been uploaded into my form submission. Now I'm going to submit it. So this was the student process of launching the lesson, launching the form, and completing the form after they finish the lesson. Now I'm going to go to the teacher side to show you what you see. Now here, in the teacher view of that form that I created, I can see this is the form that I have, and then here are the responses. Now, the main view that you get up front is just sort of graphs of students' information and then some of their open-ended responses. This view isn't going to be all that helpful for you. However, you can click here and it's going to open your responses in Sheets. So now I'm in Sheets and I've blocked out the names for anonymity's sake. But here are the results of everyone who has completed this Google form. I didn't block out this. This is literally the thing. This is me, so I don't really care. But this is the submission that I just did right in front of your eyes. So you'll see some students here didn't put in the right link, and that's okay. It's something that over time you can teach, but I want to show you why this is really cool. In Google Sheets, we now have all of our data, and this is the column where we ask the question, how many minutes did it take to complete the activity? I have the ability to highlight. You're going to see there's a 1 minute, so that person, this was literally just a practice for a training that I was doing, so this person just put 1. I don't know if it really took this person 30 minutes, so those might be outliers, but what you can do in Google Sheets is drag and highlight this entire column, and what you're going to see down here is a sum of all of those responses. If I click on this arrow, it's going to give me a number of other elements for what I just highlighted, including the average. So the average amount of time it took these students to complete the activity is 10 minutes. Now that could be something that you log for future references in terms of this is about 10 minutes it takes students to complete this activity. And again, for states that are doing teacher verification, that's useful data for you. The other piece of information that's really important is, was the activity or website helpful, which was that other question that we asked. And again, I can drag down this entire column. It tells me the sum, but if I click on here, I see the average rating was 4.8 for my students. So that's pretty good. So I will use this activity in the future because my students responded positively to it. Finally, if the student does submit an image verifying, a link to that image is put into this spreadsheet, and that image is put into a folder on your Google Drive. So if I click on this link and open it, it's going to show me that screen cap that I just took of my results to that quiz in Math is Fun. So Math is Fun does not have student reporting. It doesn't even have student logins. But if you use a Google form with Math is Fun or any resource and teach students to answer those questions and track their time, you have the ability to gather reporting both of their time and their performance on anything that you want them to be working on online. So I hope this was helpful for you. I was hoping to keep this to under 10 minutes, and I did. Keep coming back because we are going to be posting more and more tips on using free and open education resources on this YouTube channel. Thank you, and I hope this was helpful. Take care.